Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thompson, your president, will not be speaking with you tonight. His time is up. I have taken it over. You were to hear a report on the world crisis. That is what you are going to hear. For 12 years you have been asking, who is John Galt? This is John Galt speaking. I am the man who loves his life. I am the man who does not sacrifice his love or his values. 12 years ago when I worked in your world, I was an inventor. Like the man who discovered the use of steam, or the man who discovered the use of oil, I discovered a source of energy which had been available since the birth of the globe, but which men had not known how to use, except as an object of worship, of terror, and of legends without a thundering God. I invented a motor that draws its energy from the atmosphere, a perpetually running motor. It would have raised the efficiency of every human installation using power. It would have made a fortune for me and for those who had hired me. Then one night at a factory meeting, I heard myself sentenced to death by reason of my achievement. I heard 3 parasites assert that my brain and my life were their property. That my right to exist was conditional and depended upon the satisfaction of their desires. The purpose of my ability, they said, was to serve the needs of those who were less able. Just as the parasites were counting on my self-immolation to carry out the means of their plan, so throughout the world and throughout men's history in every version and form, I saw I could put an end to your outrages by pronouncing a single word in my mind. I pronounced it. The word was no. I stood up in the middle of that meeting of 6,000 men, and I declared I would stop the motor of the world. I quit that factory, and I quit your world, and I made it my job to warn your victims and give them the method and the weapon to fight. The weapon was justice. I gathered the leaders of industry, the intellects and the artists, and showed them all a new way to live by another morality, mine. We, the men of the mind, are now on strike against self-immolation. We are on strike against the creed of unearned rewards and unrewarded duties. We are on strike against the dogma that the pursuit of one's happiness is evil. We, who are the living buffers between you and the nature of your creed, are no longer there to save you from the effects of your chosen beliefs. You have been living on borrowed time, and I am the man who has called in the loan. When the looter state collapses, deprived of the best of its slaves, and falls to a level of impotent chaos and dissolves into starving robber gangs fighting to rob one another, when the advocates of the morality of sacrifice perish with their final ideal, then and on that day, we will return. Then this country will once more become a sanctuary for a vanishing species, the rational being. The political system we will build is contained in a single moral premise. No man may obtain any values from others by resorting to physical force. Every man will stand or fall, live or die by his rational judgment. If he fails to use it and falls, he will be his only victim. If he feels his judgment is inadequate, he will not be given a gun to improve it. If he chooses to correct his errors in time, he will have the unobstructed example of his betters for guidance in learning to think. But an end will be put to the infamy of paying with one life for the errors of another. Whoever you are, you who are alone with my words in this moment, with nothing but your honesty to help you to understand, the choice is still open to be a human being, but the price is to start from scratch, to stand naked in the face of reality and reversing a costly historical error, to declare, I am, therefore I'll think. You had known how to take an inventory of your wealth. Now take an inventory of your mind. When you cried out for the unattainable spirit which you felt had deserted your world, you gave it my name. But what you were calling out was your own betrayed self-esteem. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved but have never been able to reach. Check your road and the nature of your battle. The world you desired can be won. It exists, it is real, it is possible, and it is yours. Fight. Fight for the value of your person. Fight for the virtue of your pride. Fight for the essence of that which is man, for his sovereign, rational mind. Fight with the radiant certainty and absolute rectitude of knowing that yours is the morality of life, and that yours is the battle for any achievement, any value, any grandeur, and any goodness, and any joy that has ever existed on this earth. You will win when you are ready to pronounce the oath I have taken at the start of my battle. And for those who wish to know the day of my return, I shall now repeat it to the hearing of the world. I swear by my life and my love of it that I will never live for the sake of another man, nor ask another man to live for mine.